What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you are all doing very, very well. I want to talk about Windwalker today. I just wanted to. I think it's hilarious that we've never seen. I haven't seen a Windwalker in a key in like, I don't know, months. Maybe like one in the last couple of months, and it seems kind of wild to me that they're so rarely played. And I guess it's just sort of indicative of the way that Windwalker works. But I want to make a video about Windwalker Monk today. I'm going to start doing a couple of keys on this thing. I just want to see what the damage is like. I want to see what it feels like to play. And I've tried a couple already. I did a couple at work last night, and then I've done one today. The damage is not quite there yet. Don't look at my weapons. They're just look away. I just don't have weapons right now. For whatever reason, I've never been able to acquire. I guess I haven't been running dungeons with Windwalker spec in mind, even on my Mistweaver. And I should have been, because these are really ugly. And they're not enchanted. Like, just don't look at them, okay? Just look away. The rest of my gear is fine. Kind of. This trinket's, like, pretty bad, actually. But the weapons are really bad. I'll get some things fixed. Don't worry about it. My stats are also probably awful. Let me know in the comments down below what my stats are supposed to be like. I have a lot of haste simply because I'm running Mistweaver. So I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to just go, like, 40% crit and then, like, verse or something. So let me know in the comments down below where my stats are supposed to go. But I wanted to explore Windwalker because nobody plays this freaking spec. Like, it just does not get played, period. It's sort of consistently at the bottom of all the different websites, of course. If you look at, like, the Mythic Plus ratings right now, this week in particular, you know, Windwalker's down there. It's not in the F tier, which apparently there's some other classes, but Windwalker is, like, consistently near the bottom of the table. You guys can actually see that. But I don't really know why. I mean, it's always an argument to be like, you know, is it just bad or is it just not played? I think the argument in the case of Windwalker is that it's just not played very much. Again, Subcreation is only showing us, like, the parses from people who are playing the spec. And I think Windwalker in particular is, like, very, very, like, woefully unrepresented, right? There's very few people who play this spec. And large part, I think, it's because of the mastery, right? You have to alternate your abilities one after the other. You cannot repeat the same ability twice. And a lot of people like me are like one-button spam Andes. You know, I love pressing Storm Strike over and over and over and over again. And, you know, it's just one of those things where you can't do that on Windwalker. So there are some amazing things about Windwalker. I just want to do a really quick sort of intro to it, and I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below about this. If you play Windwalker Mug, please write a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how your experience of Mythic Plus has been in particular. I would love to hear about that because that's where I'm primarily going to be playing this. I know my talent tree is not the one that people are using. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I want to start out defensively. Windwalker is, like, insane. Obviously, Monk just gets a bunch of defensives already. You get Dampen Harm. You can take Fort Brew if you want. I'm not sure if you should, but you can. You can take the new Yu'lon's Grace shielding. How much did that actually do for me in this last key? Yeah, it did a lot. It actually shielded me for quite a bit. So you can take that shielding, or probably a better option is Diffuse Magic once you really get a handle on what you're doing, and you can time your diffuse magic appropriately. Having 60% less magic damage taken is completely ridiculous. So, but I like Yu'lon's Grace. It's really cool. On top of that, as a Windwalker, you get Touch of Karma, which is completely broken, especially on boss fights, where you just press this thing, and then you're just invincible for like 10 seconds. Like, it doesn't even matter. Plus, it does damage back to the enemy. It's not a lot of damage, but it's something. A defensive that does damage is pretty insane. So I feel like Monk in general is incredibly safe, and Windwalker is, like, even more safe because of Touch of Karma. You also get the free Vivifies every 10 seconds, or they're instant anyway, and then you can, like, spam Vivify if you're really dying. You have Detox to get rid of poison and disease stuff, which in this current season is amazing. I think defensively, Windwalker is really good. You really shouldn't be dying. If you're ever dying, it's likely your fault. So really love that kind of overall package. Damage-wise, this thing's really fun to play. I was initially playing Storm Earth Fire. I see people are running Serenity, so I gave both of them a shot. I think, I'm not sure what I think. I think Storm Earth and Fire is actually pretty good. Serenity is also obviously fine. Getting used to, like, The chi consumers cooling down, I think, is pretty important with the tier set bonus, giving your Rising Sun Kick that extra proc. So I was trying to do my Fists of Fury to get the buff from the tier set bonus, and then I would pop Serenity, and then I would just do like a Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick rotation back and forth, trying to reset Rising Sun Kick and try to get as many Rising Sun Kicks in that window as I could, because the Shadow Flame Nova damage is buff 50%. I'm pretty sure that's how you're supposed to play it. Again, let me know in the comments down below how you do it. I'm popping Fists of Fury, then Serenity, then I'm going Rising Sun Kick, Blackout, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout, Tiger Palm, Rising, that little combo over and over and over again. And even though I get the cooldown of Fists of Fury back, I'm ignoring it inside of the Serenity window, except for that upfront, that very first Fist of Fury, because I want to get the 15-second window activated. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if that's how you guys are kind of doing it. I really love that whole combo with Serenity. I think it works really well in dungeons, and I think it's super fun to play. Otherwise, of course, I love Phalanx Stomp. I know people don't take this, but I really do enjoy it. It doesn't do 0 damage. It actually does like a little bit of damage. 4% is not terrible. I really like it as like a combo strike, like the mastery, just keeping the mastery rolling. I really love having an extra button that way. Strike of the Windlord is, of course, incredible. It's always a good button to be pressing, and I have to get better at using it, but I got a little bit better in this dungeon, trying to make sure that I used it when there was an AoE pack. Like, sometimes I would use this just as a part of my rotation. I started realizing, no, I need to save it. If, like, we're about to finish off this pack, I need to have it ready for the next AoE pack, because of Thunderlord, or Thunderfist, sorry, which just does so much extra damage. Finally, the Touch of Death stuff is just completely ridiculous. This thing is so insane. Striking up to 4 additional targets, and then getting the reset, of course, right here, a second time within 5 seconds before its cooldown is triggered, is completely busted at the very tail end of a fight. And I love how this kind of changes the way that you play Windwalker to a degree, that you really want to be looking for that mob that has really low health, and you want to be sniping that mob in particular, because it just does so much extra damage. Getting the extra proc on this, getting it twice, is essential in AoE fights to make sure that you're actually doing damage. And it feels so good when you pull it off. It just, you feel like you're like, I'd be sitting at like a fairly low, like I'd be at like 100k overall on the pack that we're killing, and then they get to that low threshold, and I would just be like, Touch of Death, Rising Sun Kick, Touch of Death, and suddenly I'd be doing 160k. Like, it was so outrageous how much damage that would do. It was just completely busted. Like, I love it. So yeah, I love all the little mini games that you have to play with Windwalker. Number one, your mastery, having to alternate abilities. It's not hard once you get the handle on it. It's really not that hard at all. Second, making sure you Fists of Fury first before you Rising Sun Kick, and then trying the Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick combo with Teachings of the Monastery. So, like, obviously your Blackout Kick is going to reduce the cooldown of Rising Sun Kick by 1 second anyway. But then the Teachings of the Monastery is really where it gets fun, because you get those multiple kicks coming in, giving it a chance to fully reset. So here's an AoE pack where we start off doing a decent amount of damage. Other utility, of course, Tiger's Lust, to get rid of movement speed abilities like this one, the Chilled Wind. Just press that, and now I don't have the dot on me anymore, and I don't take any damage. That's a really, really strong one. I love that. I have Serenity right here. I pop it. I've already done Fists of Fury, so now I'm just trying to do a Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick sort of combo to get as many of them off as I can. I do another Fists of Fury here just to make sure I have that 15-second buff going, and then I almost die from the breath. Then here we go. Now we're into the Touch of Death territory. Watch this. I'm doing 4.32 million damage overall. I do my Touch of Death, 5.71 million. So it did like 1.5 million damage. That one Touch of Death. Look at that. 800k, 200, almost 300k on the rest of them. And then I get to do it again. I do it right here again. Boom. 300k, 800k, another 300k. Like, now I'm doing 186k. I'm doing 186k damage overall. I was doing 124k. Like, that added 60k damage overall, just those touch of death. So I really love Fatal Flying Guillotine, what it does to touch of death. I'm going to get into that in some further videos. But overall, really impressed with Windwalker Monk. And I think confused a little bit as to why nobody plays it. I would love to hear from you guys, again, in the comments down below. Why do you think nobody plays this spec? Do you think it's because of the mastery? Because I think the way that this thing plays now is so much more fun than the way that it played in years past. I feel like it's so much looser now. Like, you have so much flexibility in the talents that you want to take and in what that does to enable the rest of your abilities. Like, you have so many filler options. That means that you can maintain your mastery. I feel like in the past, it wasn't quite that easy, and now it feels like it's quite easy. Even if you're like a beginner like me and you want to take something like Inner Peace to help give you more energy, to help like the rotation, you can do that as well. So I love all the options. I love the damage profile. I love the defenses from a Windwalker Monk. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys on this. I'm going to do a couple of videos on Windwalker just once I get some weapons going. This is pretty disgusting. I haven't been able to get any weapons drop yet, but I'm really excited to try this thing out just for fun. As we're kind of in the part of the expansion right now where I've tried almost every single alt, and I'm just working towards min-maxing a lot of these different builds. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's jump on this journey together, and let me know what you think in those comments down below. Thank you as always, guys, for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.